But I think this guy Weber, I'd like for him to answer just the question: do you have human emotions? I mean, I know you sit there and run your fat mouth all the time, Wisconsin radio, and what is it? What is it about these teenagers or young people that you want to continually mock? So, for my outrage, he said there's certain things that we regard as human behavior, all right? And I'm not going to say somebody's not human. I mean, they got a face and they got limbs and they got motor skills and cognition skills. But there are people that it just seemed to me that forfeit any ability you might have to see them in somewhat favorable light for anything. And these are the people, one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life was the mocking of Governor Walz's son, Gus, who, I mean, he's just the guy has a disorder, not totally unsimilar to what I have or my oldest daughter has. So we're very sympathetic to that in our family. I'm sure you are too. And they started, and Coulter started mocking him. And then there's this guy, this subhuman is all I can call him by the name of Jay Weber, who is a talk show guy in Milwaukee. And so I was reading this article in the iHeart Radio, and of course, it kicked him off the air for a day or some bullshit. And this bullshit guy says, I lost my bearings. I'm a former teacher. I knew never to make fun of teenagers. And then, of course, he did, when President Obama was in office, he literally was mocking his 16-year-old daughter. I don't think, and then there's this New Jersey Republican called Mike Crispy. But I think this guy Weber, I'd like for him to answer just the question: do you have human emotions? I mean, I know you sit there and run your fat fucking mouth all the time, Wisconsin radio, and what is it? What is it about these teenagers or young people that you want to continually mock? I don't. I just do not get it at all. And of course, this guy pontificates on everything. I'm sure he does. I would listen to him if he paid me to. But what a subhuman jerk. Yeah, I mentioned that and gave her credit. And she said, well, I didn't realize that he had a issue. Of course you did. Are you kidding me? I mean, I don't believe that shit. And then he comes up on the stage, and then one of them, makes fun that Governor Walz put his hand out to help Gus, when in fact people that have this condition have spatial depth perception issues. God, these people are just, we know that Trump is not really, he's a subhuman for sure. He doesn't have emotions. That picture of him grinning in front of that Marine Staff Sergeant's grave. Oh God, man, I don't know what is wrong with these people. J.D. Vance, he's trying to be funny. Of course, he's not anything. And the cat lady quote, I've never seen things stick like that. I mean, when I tell you that thing has penetrated, and he tried to make light of it and said, "Well, I apologize to cats." Okay, I mean, it goes to show you. And I'd like to see since the Republican convention, show me one photo of Trump and J.D. Vance together. All right, a single one. And he said that he and Bobby Kennedy was the strongest ticket ever. It's fucking people are taking a severed whale's head and putting it on top of his car and driving around. Look, I don't have, you can't, you can pick your friends, you can't pick your relatives, and I don't think you care the family. And the guy is just out of his mind. And he was started at 20, he ended up at 2, and he was going to, as Paul Gallo said, at this pace, he would have been -6 on election day or something. But I actually I mildly feel sorry for his family that they got to answer to this, but don't worry, we all got relatives we got to answer for. So yours.